think I'm very, very happy that Lectrosonics does not make intercom. It's a very cool thing to think about. We are starting, of course, to put IP connectivity into all our products as well. And I guess that means that across the board we're all eventually going to have to know what IP stands for and sort of deal with it. But today we're here to show you a little bit about our wireless gear. And I thought I'd start just with a little introduction to the company. And about 30 years ago, under the current management, we embarked upon the wireless manufacture of our gear. And originally it took hold in the movie industry in particular. In Hollywood, for instance, the studios embraced our belt pack and eventually receivers that went right on cameras. So that's where we kind of got our start. And eventually that kind of morphed into the studio side of broadcast. And more recently now, we're finding our product finding home in theaters and houses of worship, etc. We had a big change in the product about 6 or 7 years ago when one of our lead engineers had an aha moment, I think. I think it was on the toilet, but I'm not sure where he had it. He mentioned that to me anyway. But he was reading up on old telecommunications protocols and came upon something called the linear predictor. And a linear predictor is a technology which takes data and thins it out and lets it be, originally it was to get data across the Atlantic Ocean and reconstruct it at the other end. And he started playing with this process and he realized that he could take that process and substitute it for the typical processing in the analog wireless chain. That would mean the compander, compressor, expander, and the pre-emphasis, de-emphasis. These were processes designed in wireless to make them quieter, to take out the noise in the transmission link. And by using this linear prediction process, we got a much quieter and full-range flat response from our wireless. We dubbed it the digital hybrid system, which uses this DSP process on an FM analog radio link, so that's why it's called hybrid, taking a digital technology, letting it ride on top of an analog carrier. And so our whole new product line was born about 6 or 7 years ago, based on that technology. And so what you're looking at here is all based on this DSP processing. One of the side benefits of this, believe it or not, was that we can emulate other systems with this DSP process and actually have some compatibility with other systems you may already own. So it's a very interesting way, for instance, to use our receiver with some other product that you might already have. And one way that's happening for people is letting them have 6 channels in one rack space. This is a modular system. These modules here where I'm pointing with my thumb are the actual receivers, and they all share one common circuit board with the audio, the computer, power supply elements. So it's a very cost-effective way to produce a high channel count in one RU. The system's also very capable from just the sonic point of view, so much so that we actually have marketed this as a test and measurement platform. With this plug-on transmitter here and a measurement mic, you could actually go through a very large venue or stadium even and take measurements and tweak the system. System optimization is possible without dragging miles and miles of copper cable around. So it's that accurate. Technically, it's flat from 30 hertz to 20K with very low distortion and noise and without any companding. This same system also packaged up with this belt pack forms an instrument system which is becoming popular with some artists like we just saw one to Carlos Santana and other artists that go out on the road and want to have their instruments reproduced with the highest fidelity. So I've spoken to some of you about this at length. Come back up here and we can talk a little more. I don't want to take too much time. And I'll pass it on to the next